So thank you for your time, everyone. Um, it's good to see all of you here. Sunday afternoon, sunny afternoon, but we're here, and it's very pleasing to invite Ram Vakkalanka back to us. As you know, he's been a really enormous supporter of the World Yoga Festival, being there really right from the beginning, comes every year, and we utilize all of his skills, whether it's doing a class, whether he's helping us doing a puja, whether he's helping us with a Sanskrit, because you know that his skill level on all of these is absolutely enormous, and we do enjoy that, and we appreciate that in many, many ways. What you may not know is that he sometimes, when he comes, he sometimes doesn't have a sitar, and we have a couple of sitar that belong to my father, and we even use him to tune up those two sitars, and they're in a much better condition as a result of him coming over and looking at those sitars for us. So we're very pleased. It's wonderful. Today, Ramji is in Vietnam, so he's joining us from Vietnam, and he's very kindly said that he will join us for a class. These are a series of classes that we're doing on Sunday, just to keep us all connected, all together at this time. And it's wonderful to have him here. And this class is going to be approximately an hour. It can go either way. And I'll let Ramji explain what he's going to be talking about and how you'd like the class structure. Christina and I will be here to support. So we will be monitoring the lines. You can talk to us privately on the chat line if you want a question asked and you don't want to ask it yourself. You can raise your hand for a question, but I believe most of the time, most of the major questions can probably be held to the end, and I'm sure Ramji will be pleased to answer them at that time. So without much ado, thank you very much indeed, Ramji. Lovely to have you here, and welcome, and over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, first of all, Ramji, as well as Sonali ji and World Yoga Festival for having me here. It's always great to be associated with you all and such a wonderful global community of supporters of yoga and practitioners of yoga. And it's a great privilege for me to spend this evening with all of you, or this afternoon, I guess, with all of you, talking a little bit about mudras. And as Ramji has said, please make sure that you kindly mute all your microphones. But please make sure that your videos are available so I can see as we practice the mudras. If anyone is doing anything seriously incorrect, I might correct you. So please make sure that your videos are available, but your microphones can be muted. Okay. And also, this is essentially a meditation session. So I would request you to hold on to your questions maybe for the last 10 to 15 minutes of the session. And at that time, you can ask your questions. And you should have a chat window. So if any mudra that I'm explaining to you is not very clear at that point of time, please feel free to type something to me. I have my chat window open here. So if I get any question about the mudra that you need to adopt, or how the finger should go, or things like that, I will respond immediately. Otherwise, if you have any general questions, I would request that please hold on to them till the last 10 to 15 minutes of the session. So once again, please make sure that your microphones are muted, but your videos are visible to me. That will help me a lot in correcting you if necessary. I see some videos are still not available, around 6 or 7 people. But hopefully everybody is able to hear me, and you can open your videos to me. Okay. All right. Let's get started with a chant of Om. So wherever you are, please sit straight. Samashiro Griva Kaya, meaning make sure that your head, neck, and body, all the three of them, are in the same straight line. But make sure that your spine is not rigid. Make sure it's flexible. and you are respecting the natural curvature of the spine. You may place your palms comfortably or in your lap, either way, palms facing up. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation for a chant of Om together. Om. One more deep inhalation. Om. Once again. Om. Please repeat after me. Sahana vavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvi navadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. You may gently open your eyes. So this evening we are going to talk a little bit about mudras, just understand some basic things about mudras, and then we will go into learning some specific mudras in this session. So the question is, what is a mudra? The Sanskrit word mudra is modanat sarva devanam dravanat papa santatehe tasmat mudreti sakhyata sarva kamartha sadhini. Modanat sarva devanam. So the word mudra is actually formed by putting together two separate syllables. One is ma, the syllable of ma in the form of mu. So modanat sarva devanam, meaning this pleases or this activates positive energies within us. That is the purpose of mudra. Dravanat papa santatehe, and it also melts down, it dissolves the negative vibrations within us, the negative thoughts, negative emotions, and negative chatter in the mind. So such a thing is called mudra. And sarva kamartha sadhani, meaning it's a great tool in helping us achieve our purpose in life, meaning creating positive energy, positive lasting energy, lasting vibrations within us, and also driving away negative energies, negative vibrations, negative self-chatter, and so on. From a day-to-day usage viewpoint, mudra means to seal something in. So, in other words, what mudra accomplishes when we practice it is that it generates certain specific positive energy within us, and also it retains that energy within us. This is an important thing. Our entire mind-body system is basically a transmitter as well as a receiver of energy. We receive many different kinds of energies from the universe. We receive, for example, solar energy, the sun's energy, moon's energy, pranic energy. Okay, so many kinds of different energies we receive from the universe that helps sustain our system. But at the same time, we are also leaking that energy. We don't succeed in retaining all the energy that we receive from the universe. Wherever there are nerve endings in the mind-body system, we tend to leak energy from there. We tend to give away our energy from there. So for example, the toes of the feet, the tips of the fingers, even nose ending. So from all these places, eyes, from all these places, we are also losing some of the energy. So the mudra helps us in sealing this kind of leakages of energies and retaining most of the energy within us rather than letting it go again. So this is also one of the meanings as well as purposes of the word mudra and the practice of mudra. Many times mudra to people as hand gestures, but actually there are many different kinds of mudras. So for example, there are chakshu mudras. Chakshu mudras means these are mudras that we perform with our eyes. Okay. Similarly, there are kaya mudras, meaning these are mudras that we perform with the entire body. Then kara mudras, which are generally the most popular among the students of mudra, the mudras that we perform using our hands, using our fingers. Then there are some mudras known as Adhara mudras, which are very, very basic and fundamental mudras used in yoga, meditation, and so on. So, for example, Namaskara Mudra, bringing our palms together near the heart, is one such Adhara Mudra. Similarly, those of you who practice yoga, Viparita Karani is Kaya Mudra, is an example of Kaya Mudra, meaning a mudra that you perform with the entire body. So like this, there are many different kinds of mudras. We probably won't go into all of these things, but today we are going to focus more on Kara Mudras, meaning the mudras that we use our hands and fingers to perform. Now, broadly speaking, there are two ways of practicing mudras. One is you can practice mudras by themselves. In such a case, these mudras are called as Pratyaksha Mudra. Okay, so you're not combining mudras with anything. You basically adopt the mudra and you practice on the sensations where especially, let us say, for example, the fingertips are joined. And this kind of meditation is very good for people who are touchy-feely. You know, there are many, many meditational techniques available to us, but not every technique is suitable for everybody. We have to understand our own selves to realize what technique is good for us. Many times people lack this wisdom and they choose a meditational technique which may not be appropriate for them. So what happens, they try to practice it 10 years, 15 years, but feels like they are not going anywhere with the technique of meditation because they have not chosen proper technique of meditation. So it's a good idea to choose a proper technique of meditation based on your personality. So for people who are touchy-feely, this Pratyaksha Mudra is very, very beneficial to them, where they practice only mudras. Then there are Parochial Mudras. This is another method of practicing the mudras, where you take the mudras, but you combine them with other activities, such as yoga. When you are doing yoga postures, for example, let us say you are doing dancing Shiva pose, Natarajasana. Then at that time, when your hand is extended, you instead of just extending the hand plainly, you can adopt a mudra into that posture. So this will be called as a Parochial Mudra. Similarly, combining mudras with activities such as puja, again makes it a Parochial Mudra, or even mantra chanting, pranayama, all of these things can be combined together. So when mudras are practiced as a package with other techniques of yoga, such as mantra or yoga postures and so on, then such a practice is called Parochial Mudra. Now, mudras can be practiced seated comfortably, like most of you seem to be doing. And then that is one way. Mudras can also be practiced standing. Mudras can also be practiced while lying down also. Although I don't recommend a third one because we tend to go slip into sleep, you know. So that's a common risk with that. So, but otherwise, mudras can be practiced in any of these fashions, either seated or standing or even lying down. But it's a good idea for us in this session to be seated comfortably wherever you are. You could be seated on the ground if you cross-legged or in lotus posture, whichever posture is available to you, or you could be seated comfortably on a sofa or a chair or what have you to practice this. So what we will do is, so that's basic explanation about mudras. Any questions at this point of time? Please feel free to unmute your microphone and ask the question, or else you can type the question into the chat window and I will answer that question. Okay, so looks like there are no questions. All right, so let's do some warm-up exercises before we go into the mudras. Okay, so once again, please make sure that you are seated straight wherever you are throughout this practice. We'll begin with simple warm-ups for our hands and fingers. And one precaution before we go into the practice, If any of these mudras are not available to you, maybe because you have some medical conditions and so on, please don't push yourself. Please listen to your body and practice the mudras to the allows you to practice. Keep this in mind at all points of time. Sorry, I just got a question. Where do the mudra concept originate from? Many people hold that mudras have originated in the Vedic tradition, but in my opinion, the tantric tradition, tantric practices, they have taken up these mudras and they have really expanded on these things. So in the Veda, there are some mudras, especially 24 important mudras. These are known as Sandhya Vandana mudras that are mentioned in the Vedas. But in the Tantra, there are many mudras. In fact, there are many mudras in the yogic tradition also, tantric tradition also. Similarly, bhakti yoga tradition also has its own mudras. There are hundreds and hundreds of mudras, maybe thousands also possibly. And no one person can know all of those mudras. And there are also many ancient texts which have given many different kinds of mudras. So to be brief, the answer is Vedic tradition as well as tantric tradition. These are considered as the origin of the mudras. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. All right. So let's begin with some simple exercises to warm up our fingers, our wrists and hands before we go into the mudras. Okay. So first thing is, we are going to take our thumb, use the thumb on both palms, and we are going to rub the thumb on the tips of each one of the fingers. So we begin with the pinky finger of both hands, okay, clockwise. Okay, now switch to the second finger, just warming up and getting some blood flowing into the fingertips. Okay, third fingers, the middle one, the index finger. Someone is asking a question, should you sit on a hard surface or can sitting on a bed be okay? You can be on a hard surface or a bed, it doesn't matter. But as I said earlier, please make sure that your head, neck and body are in the same straight line. As long as the bed is able to support you, your spine to be erect, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Now, let's take the tips of right hand and rub it on the left palm, the four fingers of the left palm. Okay. Take the left palm now, rub it on the right palm. Okay. Now let's warm up the web of the fingers. So make this formation with your right hand and warm up the web between the thumb and the index finger of the left palm. The web between the index and middle finger. Okay. Middle and ring and pinky. Now do the same thing with the left palm. Okay. With the index and the thumb, just warming up the web. Okay. Hope everybody is able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Now let's warm up the fingers. Okay. Now, next one is we are going to do the finger push. Once again, please make sure that you do this to the extent your body comfortably allows you to do this. Okay. So place your palms like this, every finger matching. Okay. Now with the thumb, with the right thumb, push the left thumb far back as you comfortably can. Now with the index finger, push the left index finger as far back as you can. Okay. Now the middle finger, right middle finger, pushing the left one back. Right ring finger, pushing the left finger, ring finger back. Right pinky, pushing the left pinky back. Now we do the reverse. With the left thumb, push the right thumb as far back as you comfortably can. Right index, pushing the left index, left index, pushing the right index. Left middle, pushing the right middle. left ring pushing the right ring, left pinky pushing the right pinky. Okay. Now finger bend. So we take the right finger, finger on both the hands, and with the finger try and touch the base of that finger itself. Okay. Now left finger, middle one, ring finger, the pinky. Okay. If you need to take the help of the left hand to do that or right hand to do this, it's okay. But see if you can touch the base of each finger. Okay. Now touch the base of the thumb. Okay. Now try and form a structure like this with your fingers. Okay. Now we do the bend of the Namaskara. So come to Namaste. Okay. And with the right palm, push the left palm. Once again, make sure you respect the limitations of your body. Okay. Now with the left palm, push the right palm. Okay. Little bit of the wrist warm up. Okay. And now try and interlock the fingers. So you are looking at the fingers. So finger should be towards you. Okay. And then form this. Okay. Similarly, now fingers outside. So you can see the palms and not the fingers. Okay. You can push this. Okay. Now form fists, relax. Okay. I think everybody is okay now. We all got a warm up now. Okay. So we are going to begin with the first mudra. This is known as Hakini Mudra. So this Hakini Mudra is very, very helpful in terms of enhancing our thinking and especially concentration, and also making sure that both the parts of both the hemispheres of the brain come together and they work in one seamless fashion. So I'm going to show you the mudra, and after we adopt the mudra, I'm going to guide you to close your eyes and focus on the sensations, especially where the fingertips are touching. Because the idea is that there is always energy flow happening, as I mentioned earlier, wherever there are nerve endings. Because our attention is externalized, we generally don't feel the flow of energies within us. But when we internalize our awareness and also begin to focus on the sensations, then we will slowly begin to become aware of the flow of energies within our body. And once we are able to become aware of the flow of energies, then the next stage would be to be able to direct those energies. Okay, so that is the purpose of this practice. Someone is making a suggestion. Perhaps suggest people view you speaker view so they see you on full screen. I should be already on focus or spotlight or something like that. So people should be able to see only me. But just in case you are not able to see me, yeah, you can do that speaker view so you see me on the full screen. So hopefully this is helping you see my fingers better. Okay. I would like to keep you all on gallery view so I can see how everybody is practicing. Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, we can combine the mudra practice with mantras. So as I guide you into adopting the mudra, I'm going to chant some mantras. I'm going to use Om Namah Shivaya, a very, very simple mantra for today. But if you have any personal mantra, you can always adopt that mantra when you are practicing mudras at your home or on your own. So let's begin with the Hakini Mudra, which is again very good for concentration of the mind and also enhances the power of the brain, and especially helps both the hemispheres of the brain come together and function seamlessly as one unit. One word of caution before we go in. In the case of some mudras, there are different versions. So if you have learned some other version from some other teacher, that's okay. But for now, I'm going to show you the versions that I have learned and practiced. So please feel free to learn this version also. There is one mudra, if time permits, called the Linga Mudra. There I will demonstrate both the versions of the mudra and show you, just to respect the time constraints, I'm going to stick to one version of the mudra. Okay. So we begin with the Hakini Mudra. You spread your fingers like this on both palms and you connect them together. Okay. So all the fingertips are connected together, but there is gaps between the fingers. Maybe hopefully you can see. Now bring this near your heart. Okay. And gently close your eyes. Once again, guide your awareness to the sensation of touch wherever your fingertips are connected and touching with each other. Make sure that you are not pushing the palms hard against each other. Just the fingertips should be lightly touching each other. Maintain your awareness on the sensation of touch between the fingertips as you listen to the mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om. You may gently open your eyes and relax your palms. Please relax your palms and you may gently open your eyes. Next mudra that I would like to share with you is called as Ahamkara Mudra. Ahamkara in Sanskrit language means ego. Normally in spiritual teachings of all traditions, ego receives a lot of bad rap, right? We are always taught that ego is a very bad thing, and we should try to minimize the ego and somehow get rid of it, cleanse ourselves of the ego, which is great. But the times that we are in, ego can serve as a purpose. In fact, ego has a purpose. Sorry, someone is asking me the name of the mudra. I'm going to type it here for them. The first one that we did is Hakini. Now we are doing Ahamkara. Okay. So the purpose of ego is self-preservation. Meaning what? It is the ego within me that prevents me from walking off the cliff. Because ego loves to exist. Ego wants to live. So if anytime I try to jump off the cliff, ego says, oh, Ram, wait a minute, don't jump off the cliff. I'm going to die. You know, so please make sure that you are safe because I want to live. Whether you want to live or not, I want to live. So it is ego that keeps us safe. However, when the ego crosses a certain line, then it does become a little bit negative in the sense we start comparing ourselves with others. Then we develop things like jealousy and judgments and all of these things. So as long as ego is within the limits, within a certain limit, Ego is not a bad thing. It has its own purpose in our life. Especially in today's situation, many people whom I counsel, they have been saying that they feel like they're powerless, like, with the situation and the virus, and people feel that they are small, they are nothing, and there is a something that is looming large over their heads that is making them feel powerless and as if they are not in control of situation. So under such circumstances, we can, I think, use this mudra like a medicine. Okay, so this is, I wouldn't advocate practicing this all the time, but just because in case you have any such fear and anxiety about this virus and you feel like you are powerless in the situation that we are in, etc., it's a good idea to use this mudra like a medicine to reinforce your own sense of confidence as well as the sense of existence, and so you don't feel like you are a nothing or a nobody and powerless in front of, in the background of this situation. So this mudra is, we are going to keep the 3 fingers, middle, ring, and the pinky straight, but we are going to bend the index finger on both the palms, and we are going to touch the side, the middle, from, okay, the middle of the index finger from the side like this. Hope everybody is able to see. So this is the mudra. This is known as Ahamkara Mudra. Okay. So normally we have Jnana Mudra or Chin Mudra, where we connect the tips of the index and the thumb. So this mudra is very similar, but the difference is that we place the thumb on the middle of the index finger, which is bent. Okay. Now, please place your palms over your knees. Okay. Gently close your eyes. Focus your awareness on the sensation of touch. And listen to the sacred vibrations of the mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om. You may gently open your eyes and relax the hands. I have a couple of questions here that I will answer. Palm upward or downward? There is a general rule for mudra practice about the palms, if they should be upward or downward. When you are practicing the mudra, if there is daylight, meaning there is sun in the sky, then the palm should be facing up. And if there is no sunlight, meaning in the night time, then the palm should be facing down. So in general, if there is no guideline, this is the general principle that we follow. Once again, if there is sunlight outside, then you make sure the palm are facing up, both the palms. And if there is no sunlight, then the palm should be facing down. And the mudra that we have done just now, the palm should be facing upward. Okay? How many times should you repeat the mantra? There is no specific repetition of number of repetitions associated with the mantra, but generally each mudra can be practiced safely anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. So as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the session, in fact, you don't even need to combine mantra meditation or mantra chanting with the mudra. You can simply do mudras by themselves. So I'm just going by roughly how much time is available to me and how many mudras I would like to share with you. So there is no hard and fast rule. Why is this up and down palms interaction with the light? This maybe I will answer towards the end of the session. So let's leave that question. The bit between the two bones of the fingers. Yes, somebody I think has a question where the thumb should be placed. So basically you are placing it where the midpoint of the bent index finger comes. So approximately that's where it's going to come. So that is the placement. Hopefully you are able to see. So it's a little bit before or between the first joint and the second joint, somewhere over there. That is where the placement of the thumb should be. Okay. All right. Next mantra we are going to do, let me type the name here for you, Matangi Mudra. Matangi has many meanings in Sanskrit language. One of the meanings is elephant. So this mudra is intended to give us the strength of an elephant, and also it basically gives us a sense of calmness and serenity. Especially this mudra is can be very useful to us, very valuable to us in current circumstances. So that's the reason I thought I will share this mudra with you. So once again, this is known as Matangi Mudra. Very good for bringing calmness, serenity, and quietude and strength to our mind. Okay. So in this mudra, we begin by interlacing all the fingers. Okay. So the fingers are interlaced outward. Okay. Not inward like this, but outward like this, including the thumbs, you can see. And we just extend the middle fingers to the top. And this mudra is held with the middle fingers pointing to the sky. Okay, so once again, the palms are together, interlaced, fingers are interlaced, including the thumb. So we straighten only the middle fingers towards the sky. So you hold this near your heart. Gently close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om, you may gently open your eyes and relax your hands. Another mudra that I would like to share with you, known as Kaleshwara Mudra. Okay. Kaleshwara means Shiva. Kala literally means time. Ishvara means the Lord of. So is Shiva as the Lord of time, as the ruler of time. That is the meaning of this mudra. This mudra is also very, very good for calming any kind of anxious thoughts and agitated thoughts and so on, which again, many people are suffering from in these timings, in this time. So I thought I will share this mudra with you. Somebody is asking me, how often should you practice mudras? This again, please reserve this towards the end, and I will answer at that point of time. Okay. So practicing this mudra, basically what we'll do is we'll bring all the fingers together in both the palms. Okay. Now, what we will do is we are going to fold the pinkies, the ring, and the index all pointing downward like this. Okay. Only the middle finger stands up. Okay. Hopefully everybody is able to see. So basically you are making like a heart sign with the pinky, the ring, the index, and the thumb. Only the middle finger standing up. Okay. Kaleshwara Mudra. Again, bring this to near your heart. Whenever you are holding any mudra near your heart, it is important to make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. They are not tight like this or loose like this, but they are gently relaxed. And everything in the face is completely relaxed. Okay. Now, gently close your eyes. And the hands can be close to your body. They don't need to be spread like this. They can be close to your body. Gently close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om. You may gently relax your hands and open your eyes. Okay. Next one we do is Linga Mudra. There are two versions of this Linga Mudra. This mudra is especially therapeutic to the lungs, and it helps us guard against weather, etc. And is also said to strengthen our immunity system. So that's the reason I wanted to share this mudra with all of you this evening. There are two versions of this. We will do both of them. In your daily practice, whichever version is easily available to you, you can focus on that. Okay. So the first version of this mudra, we bring together both the palms, interlace all the fingers. Okay. Now we straighten the right thumb and encircle it with the left thumb and index finger. So you connect them like this and straighten only the right thumb. It is called Linga Mudra. Okay. So once again, only the right thumb facing up. Okay. And the two fingers of the left hand, the index and the thumb, encircling it. Okay. This again you can place near your heart. Gently close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om. You may relax your palms and gently open your eyes. Second version of the same Linga Mudra. Okay. Here you take your left palm and straighten it like this and form a fist with the right hand with the thumb outside. Okay. Now you place it over the left palm. Okay. Once again, the left palm, all the fingers together and straight. Right palm like a fist with just the thumb extended. Okay. Place the right palm over your left palm. Place this near your navel. This one goes near your navel, your belly button. Gently close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om. You may relax your hands and gently open your eyes. So these are pretty much the mudras that I wanted to share with all of you this evening. As I said, there are many mudras, hundreds of mudras in many traditions, but I chose a few which I thought would be very useful to us in the current times. So we began with the mudra, which helps to strengthen our mind by making sure that both the hemispheres of the brain are connected and function in one seamless pattern. And then we also looked at a couple of mudras which will help in terms of strengthening our ego or ahamkara, so to speak, so that we can deal with any fear and anxiety and so on. Then we learned some mudras which are specifically helpful in terms of calming the negative thoughts and creating an atmosphere of calmness and serenity within our system. And then lastly, we looked at the therapeutic mudra, Linga Mudra, which helps us build immunity against colds and viruses and things like that. So this was the broad scheme of the mudras that I wanted to share with you. We have, I think, around 8 or so minutes more. So if you have any questions, general questions, please feel free to type them now. There are a couple of questions which I skipped because they were not immediately relevant at the time as to how to perform a mudra. So I'm going to start with them by answering them. First question is from Anita. How many times should you repeat the mantra? I think that I have addressed. Why is this up and down palms interaction with the light? There is a lot of astrological wisdom behind these mudras that we are performing. Again, today I wanted to keep this more as a practice session than as a theoretical session of the mudras. So I didn't go into the interconnectivity between Vedic astrology and the mudras, but essentially the palm has the energy of the sun and the back of the palm has the energy of the moon. So that is the reason when there is sunlight, we keep the palms up, and when there is moonlight, we keep the same mudra, but same formation of the fingers, but the palms would be facing down. And also another general rule is that with both the palms, we do the same gesture. There are some exceptions though, like for example, the Linga Mudra that we have done, right? So the left palm is like this and the right palm is like this. Obviously the formation of the palms is different. So there is again astrological connection between the placement of the palms and so on, which I did not want to go into in today's session because I wanted to keep it more on the practice side. Is there any other question that I skipped before that? Should we sit on hard surface? No, this is good. Matangi Mudra. Another question I have from how often should you practice mudras? Daily, couple of times a week, or weekly? I would recommend practicing mudras on a daily basis. In fact, there are, I mentioned earlier, there are some mudras called Adhara Mudras. Adhara means foundation or basic and so on. So these mudras, I mean the mudras that I showed you today are considered a little bit advanced mudras, but because of the relevancy of these mudras to the times that we are going through, I shared these with you. But there are some mudras known as Adhara Mudras. There is around 12 of them. Maybe on some other workshop or something if we do, I will share those things with you. It's a good idea to develop a daily practice of those Adhara Mudras or foundational mudras, which are around 12 or 13 in number. And I would highly recommend having a mudra practice every day. You don't need a lot of time actually to practice those Adhara Mudras. 10 to 12 minutes a day should be enough for you if you want to do them exclusively, meaning like Pratyaksha Mudras. But if you want to combine them with your meditation or mantra chanting, japa yoga, or even yoga, asana, etc., then of course they become part of that practice, and they won't take a specific time from you. Hopefully that answers that question. Ramji, could you recommend a good book on mudras? There is one Swamini called Swami Sharadananda. She actually lives in London. So she has written a couple of books on mudras. No, I think one book on mudras. So let me type the author's name here. Swami Sharadananda. Sorry, the title of the mudras are not book is not coming to me. I think it is Mudras for Modern Times. Yeah, I believe that is the title of the book, but I'm very sure about the author's name, Swami Sharadananda. So you may want to check that book out. She lives in London, actually. So how many
So any particular time for practicing these mudras would be better?
Sorry, I'm scrolling through the questions. Yeah, any particular time? Generally, for all spiritual practices, what is known as Brahma Muhurta is highly recommended, which is broadly speaking, let us say an hour and a half to 2 hours before the sunrise. Okay, and if that doesn't fit into your schedule for whatever reason, I would say, whenever it is convenient for you, you may take up this practice of a mudra routine. But whatever it is, it's a good idea to keep the same time every day. Let us say you can 8 o'clock in the morning is good for you to practice something. Then every day make sure you practice at 8 o'clock. Or let us say 6 o'clock in the evening. Whatever it is, it's a good idea to keep the same time every day. Because at that point of time, your mind naturally gets into that bent of mind to go into a practice and to calm down and so on and so forth. Okay. Could you please revisit the first Linga Mudra for me? So the first Linga Mudra I'll show once again. We are interlacing the fingers of both the palms. Only the right thumb is is kept pointing up, and with the left thumb and index finger, you encircle the right thumb. So this is the Linga Mudra. Okay. Frequency. With the last mudra, right hand on left palm, should the left thumb be open out or inwards touching the fingers? So this is the second version of the Linga Mudra. Here, the entire palm is straight like this. Okay. And you place the right hand on top with the thumb facing up or pointing up. Okay, so that answers that question. Could you spell the name of the foundational mudras you suggest? They are called Adhara Mudras. Okay. Better to practice any time of the day before eating. Regarding the time of mudra before eating, generally any energetic practice, it is a good idea to do when there is no food being digested in the system. According to Ayurveda, the digestive cycle takes 48 minutes. Okay, so let us round it up to 1 hour. So it's a good idea to practice or not eat anything 1 hour before the practice. Or if you happen to have some food, then at least give 1 hour gap before you go into any energetic practice, including the mudras. Ramji, will you please share the video and the types, as it is hard to remember all of them. So I think that's probably a request for you, Ramji. So the video, I believe, is going to be available for all the participants to watch.
Ramji, there is another question asking about the blood pressure.
Okay, where is that?
I can't remember the name, but it's before you just go a little bit up. I think the Linga Mudra is not recommended for people with high blood pressure as too energizing. Which mudra would you suggest to use instead, please?
So I think the Linga Mudra is not recommended for people with, I see that now. Yeah. With high blood pressure as too energizing. Which mudra would you suggest to use instead, please? In fact, lot of the mudra, almost all the mudras that I have shared you are very good for building up immunity system. But Matangi Mudra if Linga Mudra is somehow inaccessible to you, but because of high blood pressure or so, Matangi Mudra is one thing that I would recommend. That is going to be very useful and very good for you. Anything else that I have not answered, Ramji or Sonaliji?
No, I think you've done extremely very well. Just a final question that's just come in: is mudra good for nasal congestion?
Which mudra is good for nasal congestion? That's a good question. I'm not aware of any mudra for nasal congestion, but let me look into the text that I have. And if there is any mudra, I would email that to Ramji, and so he can circulate it to all of you.
Well, it's been a very fascinating session. I've learned a great deal. I knew very little about mudras, I must admit. So thank you very much indeed. Perhaps we can do another one on the fundamental mudras at some other stage, and then
Sure.
you can tell people how they might practice this on a regular basis. That would be very good. It's been wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much indeed for finding your time all the way from Vietnam, and to be so many hours behind us, but still be awake to be able to do all of this. We're very grateful to you, very much indeed. And we look forward
Ramji,
to...
Ramji, actually today is a very, very auspicious day. This is known as Akshaya Tritiya. So any spiritual practice that we do is said to give lasting results. Normally, we do in our day-to-day life, we do good karma also, bad karma also. And a lot of times they tend to cancel each other out. But the good karma that we perform today, any meditation, mantra chanting, and so on, any pujas, etc., they give lasting results. So it's a very, very auspicious day. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity today to share the mudra practice with all of you. Thank you. Sonaliji, Ramji, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your time. Thank you everyone for attending. We will make the video available, and perhaps another session. So in unison, on behalf of all of us, thank you, Ramji. Wonderful session. Stay safe. Stay well, everyone. And we shall see you on another yoga festival. I'm sure the next one, we shall be there. Thank you very much indeed. Om Shanti. Shanti.